We made a total of $8,552 gross. Of course, there's way much more to that number, so you're gonna have to watch the rest of the video. But if you have no idea what number we're talking about, 1.5 months ago, we started working on a new project, Unicycle Pizza Time, a precision platformer, streamer-based kind of game where you ride a unicycle and you have to deliver pizza. And we had set out this goal for ourselves. We have 1 month, start to finish, like basically you had 2 weeks before the Steam page had to be up, and then we had another 2 weeks, and then we were gonna hit release, because no matter what, we wanted to get the game out. It's been more successful, I would say, than we could have hoped so far. And of course, you know, in true ByteMe fashion, we'll talk you through all of the stats, we'll talk you through all of the numbers and some of the more interesting things we've discovered working on this project. Because every YouTuber at this point has been saying, oh, goddammit, make small scope games. Not that many have actually done so yet, although we'll talk about if it's a good idea to actually make 1 month games as well later on. What should we talk about first? Wishlists?
Wishlists.
Okay,
because I think it's an interesting story.
Yeah, wishlists are game. I have this graph here. Right.
How much did we have at launch?
We launched with about 500, I think, is it? Because you have to remember, we had this problem where 2 weeks you need to have the store page up in advance. So here we have the graph that shows from like store page goes live. And then the moment you see the spike, basically that's launch day. So ignores the spike, basically. We doubled our wish lists on launch. And we had one big spike, 172 wish lists when we made our devlog video. Then it kind of died. And then we had another 62 wish lists from like one Japanese VTuber covering our game. Because we had 2 weeks that the store page was live, but we didn't have 2 weeks of sending out builds and everything. I'm gonna make a separate video all about, hey, how did we do the marketing for this game? So be sure to subscribe for that. But basically, we didn't have time for a good marketing campaign. We sent out 3 days in advance, sent out builds, but...
And after launch, because we didn't finish in time?
Yeah, we sent out the builds, but 3 days is not enough often for influencers. We got lucky because live streamers, they're like, it's easier for them to just be like, hey, I'll play this tonight. But actual regular YouTubers, we didn't get anything really. I think even now, still, it took basically 2 weeks until the first like hit the scene basically. So we launched with 500 wishlists, and it was like, okay, this game is gonna be dead in the water, but whatever. We'll go through it.
Yeah, maybe we can also show how it is like evolved after launch. Because you now have the until the launch period.
Yeah, so this is the graph now with including the launch, where we went to 500 wishlists on day 1 and then another 771 on day 2. So basically every day we were like getting more than we had done in the 2 weeks before. And this is the wishlist boost you get from, in our case, 2 things. First of all, launching your game, you will notice that there is always going to be a spike in wishlists. And the second thing, and we'll talk a bit more about the country stats later as well, is you can see the spike, and a lot of it is because we were #1 on new and trending for the country of Japan on Steam.
Yep.
And Japan will be a very recurring theme here.
It's a coincidence that we are also in Japan for the next 2 months. I swear this is not staged.
The reason we shipped the game the 30th was like, we have no time afterwards because we're going to Japan, so we want to get the game out before. But yeah, the game blew up here. I think that's maybe a good point to take a look at the country distribution, and then we'll jump into the revenue, right?
Yep.
So to give a total idea, we've sold 2,181 copies, and 1,650 of those, or 67%, are from the country. 76% of those are from Japan, 7% from Korea. This one actually is kind of a weird one because we didn't have any Korean units the first week basically, and then it got picked up organically. I didn't reach out to anyone, like got picked up on Korean social media.
Are Korean streamers common?
Yeah, very common.
So it's something we could consider for next games.
Yeah, but the thing is, Korean streamers, they used to be big on Twitch. This is like a side tangent. Twitch used to be very, very big in Korea, but Korea has some weird ISP laws where you have to pay for bandwidth, which is like not very net neutral. And they were extorting Twitch, and Twitch pulled out of Korea, like I think 2-3 years ago. YouTube still has the money to keep paying like the excess cost. So
okay, so YouTube streams.
Yeah, it was harder to find, and there's also like other Korean only platforms. Okay. So I didn't really know how it worked there. Then United States, third biggest country. All of the United States sales are from basically you lovely people.
Probably.
If you look at like the last week, I think I can do that as well actually. There is basically no one from the US anymore. It's all, yeah, like United States is 24 units in the last week. So 75, 76 units basically was you guys graciously buying the game, like when we did our live stream of, hey, the game is going out, give us the review so we get the 10 review mark, and that's it. This kind of surprised me that, you know, Japan...
yeah, the US underperformed. What are you doing, Freedom Piles? Like, get to work.
Yeah, I don't know what the US did here that it didn't pop off. We didn't have any streamers from America, basically. Like if you look at like here the last week, Indonesia, we had a few YouTubers, which means took longer time than streamers, cover the game, so that one got a little bump as well.
Yeah, Japan has frequent streamers. Like we still get notifications of people streaming
every day. We were like 5-10 streams basically of
while the US, I think we had like a few, like maybe 3.
One
video and a couple of streams.
Oh, we also had streams? I didn't even notice that.
Do you remember the VTuber we were watching? It was English.
It was English. Okay, yeah. Well, I'll talk more about the full marketing strategy later, but I think it's time to take a look at the earnings. So let's go back maybe first to this one. So once again, we said 8,552 in gross revenue. Now, of course, that's not what we're gonna get because we do have some refunds. We'll talk about the refunds as well because it's to be expected with a rage game at the end of the day.
I think a lot of people raged.
Less than expected though. Right now we're at $6,000 net Steam revenue. Now this is before the 30% cut of Steam as well. So take $6,000 and then subtract 30%, and I think that is going to be what we're gonna be paid out.
So it's about 4,200-ish.
Yeah, so let's say 4,000 euros if we like to the currency conversion as well, which for a 1-month project is kind of break even.
The thing is, it is more than the average game on Steam.
It is a lot more.
It's a lot more.
Dude, I think Forge Industry got $1,800 gross in like the first 1.5 weeks or something. It was a lot worse, so we can't complain there. And as you can see, 22% refunded. We'll talk about the refunds in a second. Median time played is 52 minutes, which is actually, I feel like, pretty decent for this game, because it's the kind of game we've noticed where either you play it for 10 minutes and refund it, or you do not have a skill issue. You actually understand, hey, I need to get good, and then you play it for like a little bit more, and you'll very rapidly see yourself progress. That was probably the most gratifying thing I saw when I watched the streamers, is you could visibly see them get better in the span of like an hour. And then you keep playing it basically. And then you finish it once and you're like, God damn it, I took 44 minutes for this. I want to do it again, and you do it faster.
Yeah. Oh, do you know if refunds count in that time?
I have no idea.
I have no idea either, but if like a lot of people played for like 10 minutes, that will always get your median down as well. So if that's considered, who knows?
Yeah, the thing is also, like, compared to other Steam games, I think this is not genre specific, so you are competing with 4X games here. That, like,
I mean, also
it's a short, like, is it a short game?
It's a cheap game as well.
Yeah, there's differences there as well. So then let's pull up our sales graph, because this is also a really funny one. I think you can see, like, I really like the waves of when is Japan awake, basically. So we had here, day 1 launch, sold 78 units in like the first hour, which was you lovely people. So that is basically the overlap of like United States and like United Kingdom, basically, who are our 2 core audiences buying the game, giving us a review and supporting us. And then it died quickly. And we were like, GG boys, it's doomed.
Well, we tried.
We tried. we got a few $100 and now it's time to go home. The thing is, we released at 7 p.m. Belgium time, which is 3 a.m. Japan time. So everyone in Japan was sleeping. And then suddenly, oh, here, look, Japan is waking up. And then you see that spike here. And then we got onto new and trending, I guess, a little bit later here. And we just like skyrocketed then once again.
And we kept it for the entire weekend as well.
Yeah, because there could, with new and trending, games can't release during the weekend. So generally, if you can lock in new and trending on Friday, this was completely unplanned, to be honest. But if you can lock it in, it's an epic W. Then once again, Japan went to sleep. It spiked up again on Sunday, and then, okay, we got off new and trending, and then you could see, hey, the spikes definitely slowed down a lot. We're still talking about $500 plus every day here, like the first days afterwards. It kept, going good, and now it's like slowly down. Now, yesterday has been really calm. Like now we're reaching a point where, okay, is it over? I don't know, but
who knows, next sale maybe?
This is still, I think now it's basically until the next, actually there's going to be a fest. We'll be joining a fest.
Trains, whatever.
Trains, planes, and automobiles, but we don't have a discount there. So I'm very curious. I don't think we'll have much of a
visibility boost
because it's too soon after doing our launch discount. We had a 10% launch discount, and then you have to wait, I think, 6 weeks before you can do your next discount. The thing is, we have 2,600 outstanding wish lists still. So I think those will convert a lot the next time we do a sale, which will be 20%, because if you do not do a sale for more than 20%, or like 20% or equal, there will be no email notification. So always discount at least for 20%, unless it's a launch discount. But I think it's going to calm down now. Now, What would also bring this up, and once again, this is more marketing wise, this is the fact that, hey, all it needs is one more streamer to play this, like one big streamer who maybe isn't from Japan, and there could be another boost again. If we can get someone like Nordonline or whoever, like we've emailed them, of course, we're not stupid, but none of them have really jumped on it so far. But I think once we can get like a few bigger streams, you can keep pushing this game. Basically, we've got a very positive rating. So if someone opens like our Steam page, it'll be like, hey, this is not...
First impression is nice.
It's got a good first impression.
Also, the genre or the kind of game this is kind of evergreen. It doesn't really de-age. Like there are a lot of games, if you, for example, make a series or an RPG, you have like the second one or the third one, it's harder to market the first one because you already have sequels. But no matter what we do, this kind of game, it's like very standalone and it's kind of, evergreen. We can, at any time, like in a year, we can still push it to people.
Yeah, some random streamer can pick this up one day and like there will be another spike once again, most likely.
Yep.
Is this hopium? Partially, maybe. But I think so far we can still not complain. Now, when we do look at this graph of, hey, how much we sold, the question is also like, how much did we sell the game for? How did we come to our magical price, basically? And I basically just ripped the pricing from Chain Together because we had that idea of, hey, it's a co-op game, so there will be co-op, so we want to price it low so you can buy copies for your friends and whatever. Games like Jump King are like surprisingly expensive.
Yeah, was it 16 or something?
Like 13 euros or something?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's still like over 10 euros for this style of game is very hard to justify. I think, of course, it worked out for Jump King, but every single person on the planet played that game, I feel, at this point. We went for $4.49, €4, $4.9, £4, 40. No,
49.
49, yeah, and €4.99, $4.99. And then for Japan, we purposely priced it at 499 yen, even though that only translates to about 3 euros. That's the thing about localized pricing as well, and maybe something that we knew because, hey, I go here and I know that like people don't earn that much. It's like the price of one 500 yen coin. And like people all said, it's just one coin to buy this game. And I think that also does a lot where, hey, maybe we priced it a bit lower and we didn't get maximum revenue out of it, but you get that scale by pricing a little bit lower. And for a game like this, or you just want to see as many people basically impulse buy it at the end of the day, they see their favorite VTuber play, they're like, I want to play this as well. Going for lower and then hoping for the volume is going to be a better approach.
Completely agree.
I think for something like Forge Industry, well, it's not going to have that impulse buy. It's never going to make sense if you spend like a year of dev time to make the game $5.
You will probably price it like 3 times the amount. It's what we did with $16.99, I think we did for Forge Industry. I don't know the yen pricing. I know it was horrible at the start, but you like resolved it.
The yen pricing was all right. It was all of the other pricing. Because once again, I knew the yen pricing. I just didn't know the non-yen pricing, basically. Yeah. So that's why I think also, once again, why Forge Industry has like its second or third largest country is Japan. Once again, because we priced it for the Japanese market as well. Good. What else to talk about? User refunds. I actually think this is pretty good rate for this style of game. Like 22% is on the high end. Like generally, your first games will be between 18 and 20-ish%. Second games are 15 to 18% usually. I knew if you do not like this game in the first 10 minutes, once again, if you have skill issues, you're going to immediately refund the game. And that's what we have
exactly
here.
What we see.
Game too difficult and game not fun are very much the two big ones. A lot of these are in Japanese. I don't think you'll see a lot of it.
No checkpoints is a lie, by the way. We have checkpoints.
Yeah, so that was one thing as well where we noticed we made the game without checkpoints. It was just one long level, but we saw too many people be too bad at the game, so we ended up adding checkpoints 3 days after, which did help a lot of the like new people. Of course, if you go back to the big wave here, a lot of people were already gone at that point. Like we weren't on new and trending anymore. I think we still did fast enough, but
yeah, we were really quick. I think in a couple of days we already added it.
I like watched Japanese VTubers basically every evening at this point playing our game, and like, yeah, checkpoints are great. Thank you for adding it, like developer of the game. So it's nice to engage with them. I guess maybe we can quickly cover this if you're interested in this, because we do have like full Steam Deck support basically. Right now we have 0.28% of our total players are Steam Deck. We have like, I think 4 reviews that are like with the new like deck played mostly on deck system. It's supported. I think personally it's a bit harder to play the game with controller than keyboard and mouse.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's still doable, I think, with some rebinds.
Yep.
But I think it could be an interesting one that you would probably ask about anyway. So what does this mean for us? Financially, we titled our devlog like we're making a game to prevent going bankrupt.
So what does this do? It gives us like a month more leeway.
Maybe 2 more. Yeah, give us a bit more runway.
Okay, two months or so. It didn't completely save us. It didn't completely doom us. The biggest thing that I'm thinking about is,
can we replicate this?
first of all, can we replicate this? Because
can you replicate this?
yeah, because it was like, we did this and we pushed it to you guys, and you guys were very excited about Unicycle Pizza Time. You got us to the reviews quickly, and
I
that
think
really
one thing
helps.
here, one thing here is I saw a lot of comments. I read Code Monkey's comments as well. Like Code Monkey made a video about like, oh,
Yeah.
this is what we did, and a lot of people are like, oh no, the only reason is because they had the audience. I love you guys, but we could probably have gotten those 10 reviews without the audience. We know people, you know people, you know 10 people. It's literally worth it for you to take the like €5 per copy or however much, give it to them, be like, buy this goddamn game, I give you the money, and give you the review as fast as possible. Of course, we had you guys, which helped. And hey, a lot of you guys were also, yeah, I bought the game to support you, but turns out the game was just fun, and they actually did end up playing it. But I don't think you can say the fact that, oh, we had that massive like boost from our audience, because our audience is not Japanese at all.
You can see it in the sales.
Yeah, like it gave us that like little thing, but I don't think there's an impact from US people buying it and then going to the Japan trending, basically.
One thing I'm afraid of is that we create an avalanche, because we've seen multiple people, both in comments and people we know a bit closer, saying that they want to try the same. Did we ruin indie game dev?
I think no.
Good.
Because I
don't want to be responsible.
A lot of you guys are watching this video and are like, oh my god, $6,000, I'm gonna do the same.
But also, $6,000 is not a lot.
Yeah, and that's before 30%. I mean, if you can do this in like a month, but we were still 2 people also. Also, I'm gonna be honest, a lot of you guys, you can't release a game in a month. Like, this is dumb as well to a certain degree, because it doesn't give you time for marketing.
Yeah.
What you should do, I think, instead is make the game in a month and then let it market for a month and then release it, basically. Like, you finish it in a month, then you just market it for a month, so that you have time for influencers and to have time to actually collect wish lists. Because did we get lucky? Of course, but you know what? The more games you release, the more chance you have of being lucky. Yeah. If you only release 1 game, you better hope you get lucky. If you release 10 games, one of them most likely will get lucky.
Maybe current players, just so we can shit on Concord once again.
Daily active users, active users, and then concurrent, we had 87 at our highest peak, and a total of 571.
89 actually, look at the top.
Oh yeah, 89 maximum peak concurrent, daily average of 48. I think Forge Industry had like two active players in all of August. So we definitely beat that one out.
And we beat Concord. Yeah. You can show the graph, there's one in Discord, you know which one I mean. Where we beat it before it was dead, we beat it. So one unicycle guy beat it.
I think this is actually players and not copies sold. Apparently Germany has a lot of players still.
Yeah, so not a lot of people buy it, but they keep replaying it, it seems.
Okay, yeah, maybe.
Because it's the daily active or peak concurrent.
Okay.
Oh no, it's for Linux only.
Oh wait, where do you see Linux? No,
it's a blue one, never mind.
That's a blue one. We do not have Linux support.
Yeah, but some people buy it anyway for Linux.
Yeah, and then I get like this video of some guy on Arch, and he's like, everything is broken. And I'm like, my dude, you're using Arch. What did you expect?
I mean, we never say we support Linux. We only support Steam Deck.
I think that's all. Anything else? Do you think there's an avalanche maybe? Like avalanche coming? Because you asked me, but you didn't give your own thoughts.
I think a lot of people will try, and I think like 85% of them will fail. But I also think it will like throw more shit on Steam. So that's not ideal. I
think you overestimate how many people watch us versus will actually, like, you know how many games get released on Steam? I think we're a drop in the bucket. But it's not just us.
Now it's also Code Monkey talking about it. Like, I know it's a coincidence, but Thomas Brush made a video 2 days after UPT launch about how you should basically make UPT, but then, of course, a similar
like 1 to 3 month dev cycle games.
Yeah. Everyone is starting to talk about this more and more and more. So But we're not the only one preaching.
But I don't think people want to do it, because a lot of people who get into game dev also just are like, oh, I want to do it for the vision and the passion, and I want to make my RPG. Not everyone is in it for the money, because we're soulless EA devs at the end of the day. Not early access, like entertain EA.
Electronic Arts.
Electronic Arts, yeah, the ones in the big evil suits that go mwahahaha.
You should have worn your suit.
That's for a later video.
Yeah, I know which one. Say subscribe for knowing which one we mean.
Yeah. Any final parting words? I guess try out the game. Honestly, you're gonna be surprised by how fun it is.
Yeah, if you like this kind of game, try it out.
No, you probably don't think you'll like this kind of game, but you will. There's something that tickles the monkey brain.
Yeah, it's like, it looks so simple, and it is so simple in concept, but it is just so damn hard in the end. And that's like a really fun
But
disconnect.
it's very rewarding as well because
Yeah.
you can see yourself get better. Like parts that you struggled for half an hour with in the beginning.
And some people say the controls are like horrible, and it's like, no, actually controls are really good. You just need to get used to them. It's a very unique control scheme. We have people speedrunning the game in 2 minutes and a bit.
One of my favorite comments is like, I don't get why I keep falling over if I stop moving. Unlike Steam, and I'm like, I did the one developer response I did is I responded with like, you're riding a unicycle. Clearly you've never ridden a unicycle before. If you don't understand, you have to like move to not fall. So give it a spin. We don't just make it awkward for being awkward. There's actually some thought put behind it.
Yeah, and it actually is like a really skillful game. So give it a shot. Of course, everyone who bought it on the launch to support us, thank you. If you joined the stream, thank you.
We haven't forgotten about you.
No, you're the homies. You made it so we got our 10 reviews, or I think it was like over 20 we got from the stream really quickly. So you're the homies. You made it so we had a great start, and then Japan had something nice to look at.
There are so many VTuber clips that I want to put in like here. It's like an ending montage or just them like screaming.
It's a 10-minute montage at the end.
Yeah. Anyways, thank you very much for watching. We hope these numbers have given you a bit more information. We're gonna make a few more videos probably about this. Mainly I'm gonna make one about like the full marketing strategy, like how did we market this game, because there's still quite a bit with it that can be kind of scary. If you want to make a game 1 month, it's gonna be something interesting. Maybe there will be some extra content on our Patreon as well. I think I have 1 or 2 videos planned about it on there as well. So if you want bonus extra content and you want to see more about our earnings, more about the long tail as well of this, then be sure to head down below. There's a link in our Patreon. Talk a lot more about financials, talk a lot more about, for example, we made videos before. It's kind of nice. We made a video once about like, hey, don't forget the other markets. Where like, I think it's the one I uploaded last week as like, hey, I didn't get, like the stuff I said in that video, that was before UPT. So I was like, now we practiced what we preach and it's worked out, so.
Yeah, we show you that we actually sometimes know what we are talking about. Yeah, sometimes.
We don't just say stuff, we actually try it out ourselves, and this time I think it paid off pretty well. So anyways, thank you very much for watching. Of course, leave us your thoughts down below. If you want to give the game a go, give it a go as well. And apart from that, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!